Hi guys, welcome to another video. In this video, I thought I'd talk about my aviation horror movie collection. Now, I've got quite a few here, which what I'd like to talk about. I'm just going to go through each one and just talk about it and that. Right, okay, so before I get into the video, aviation horror is one of my all-time favourite subgenres, along with snowy settings, creature features and slasher movies. I suppose thinking back, my liking for aviation horror really began when I saw the Twilight Zone episode that starred William Shatner. He was on he basically played this anxiety-ridden passenger on this passenger jet, and he sees this strange creature on the wing of the airplane, and he gets more and more scared and that, So I first saw that when I was a teenager, on an episode of Twilight Zone. And ever since then, my love for aviation horror basically just grew and grew. Very good story. It's one of the most memorable Twilight Zone episodes. And talking of William Shatner, I've got him in one of these movies, a full-length movie, which you'll see once I start talking about it. But that episode, based on a short story by Richard Matheson, Nightmare at 30,000 Feet. So it's one of the best Twilight Zone episodes I've ever seen, and it's much loved. It's a big favourite among Twilight Zone, the old Twilight Zone fans and that, And I believe they redid it as well in the Twilight Zone the movie. They redid that story. I think it was I don't know who it was who played the William Shatner role. But it's years since I've seen that one. So okay. Without further ado, we'll just get into it. So the first one I'd like to show you is a new addition to my collection, and it is a movie called Deadheading. Now, this is basically, I first watched this on Roku, a couple of months ago, and I liked it, so I thought I'd add it to my collection. It's basically about this stewardess, and she's basically a psycho. She's basically, well, what I'll do, I'll just read you the blurb, and I'll just talk a little bit more about it. So Anna is a flight attendant who hates her job. She deals with passengers throwing up, men groping her, and long hours. Now, when she arrives in London's Heathrow Airport after a flight from New York, she's exhausted. But her luck changes when she heads to the bar where she meets a handsome man. He follows her back to her room for a spontaneous fling that ends badly when she wakes up in the morning to find him dead. So I won't go on too much more about it in case you haven't seen it, but this is a cracking little movie, and she's a real psychotic, this stewardess, It's got hasn't really got anything in the way of special features. There's the back there, and it's just got the DVD, and it's got the Blu-ray. So Deadheading, so I couldn't get this over here, so I had to send off for it, so there you go. That's the first aviation horror movie I'd like to show you, and that is Deadheading. The thing I love about aviation horror, there's so many permutations. You can have a zombie stewardess, a murder stewardess, just like I've described in that movie. Monsters breaking out on a plane, breaking out of the cargo, even a ghost on the plane, and even the odd demonic possession or two. Okay, we're going to move on to the next one now. And this is another great movie starring William Shatner, and this is The Horror at 37,000 Feet. Now, I first watched this as a kid back in the 70s, and I loved it then. So when I seen it advertised on the internet, I thought, I'm gonna add that to my aviation horror collection. It's got a good cast here. It's got William Shatner, Buddy Ebsen, Roy Thins from The Invaders. There you go, guys. There's William Shatner there. And there's the rest of the cast. Can't remember much about this movie, but I know it's a very good one, very entertaining one. It's something to do with a demonic entity that sort of holds sway over the airplane, and sort of throws everything into turmoil and that, So there you go. That's The Horror at 37,000 Feet, and that is from 1973. I say, talking about aviation horror, I mean, like you trap, you know, I mean, just imagine it, you trap so many thousand feet in the air, and if a horror should break out of any description, you know, you're trapped up there in the airplane and that, you know, yeah, it's like being on a ship. You know, say like some of the movies that are about horror incidents on ships and that, you trap so many thousand feet, you know, way out in the ocean and that. It's the same with aviation horror movies. You're up there in the plane and something breaks out, as I say, like a zombie outbreak, a creature outbreak, somebody getting possessed, even a ghost and that. You're trapped up there, and it's basically all hands to the deck, really. You know, you've got to sort of like try and cooperate with the captain and the crew to try and sort of like overcome whatever the evil might strike. Yeah. Okay, we're getting on to the next one. This is a very famous one, and this is Snakes on a Plane, starring Samuel L. Jackson. It's been quite a few years since I watched this one, so I don't really remember much about it. Yeah, if you've seen it, you'll know the story. There's this horrific outbreak on a plane. Yeah, hundreds of venomous snakes are unleashed. Yeah, and I say like chaos ensues. Yeah, and got a couple of bonus features here, guys. If you want to just freeze your cameras and have a look at them. Yeah. This is a very entertaining aviation horror movie, Snakes on a Plane, yeah. So there you go, that is Snakes on a Plane, starring Samuel L. Jackson. The next aviation horror movie I'd like to show you, well, I've actually got 2 copies of this. Now, the first copy I've got was this one here, Plain Dead. That's a great cover, that, guys, yeah. It's got no reversible arc, it's just got the same, yeah. This is basically about a zombie outbreak on a big passenger jet, yeah. Very entertaining movie, yeah. Lots of blood and gore and that, you know, and zombie attacks. I just love that cover, guys, yeah. Just look at that. Yeah, so this is the DVD, yeah. Very entertaining movie. And I've got the Blu-ray special media book edition here as well. Plain Dead, absolutely gorgeous edition. Unfortunately, this is in German, so I can't really read. This is the special media book edition. I've got to be very careful I open this, because the discs are packed you know, quite loosely in that, yeah. So that's the Blu-ray of it, and as you can see, it's in German. Yeah, so yeah, very entertaining movie. This is the 3-disc limited uncut edition, and as I say, I can't really open it fully because the discs have an annoying tendency to fall out. Yeah, but it's got a great booklet with it and that. Yeah, you can just see that there. Very poorly packaged, this edition. Yeah, so there you go. That's the German media book edition of Plain Dead, otherwise called Zombies on a Plane, Outbreak on a Plane. It's had a couple of titles, this one, yeah. And this is a fantastic picture quality on this as well, by the way, yeah. So there you go. That is Plain Dead. The next aviation horror movie I'd like to show you is one I haven't actually seen this one at all, and that is called Tail Sting. Now, this is about an outbreak of scorpions on a passenger jet. It looks to be a very entertaining movie, yeah. And I'm looking forward to watching this one. Yeah, whilst in transit between Australia and the USA, a crate of genetically created scorpions are exposed to a dangerous unrefined oxygen. Their growth hormones are sent into overdrive, and the mutant arachnids are on the rampage. Yeah, so there you go, guys. There's the back of it. Yeah, so that looks a good one, that Tail Sting. So I've never seen this movie at all. Yeah, so there you go. That is Tail Sting. The next one I'd like to show you, this is a personal favourite of mine. It's quite a rare movie, this one. I've never heard anybody talk about it, and that is Flight to Hell. Now, if you haven't seen this movie and you love aviation horror, I think you'll enjoy this one. I've had this for quite a number of years, yeah. In fact, it's one of the very first aviation horror movies I ever bought, yeah. It's basically about this horrific monster that you know, just sort of like is stows itself away on the airplane, and of course when it breaks out and that, all hell breaks loose and that, yeah. Yeah, it's very good, yeah. The evil mist transformed. It's got like this evil mist, and the evil mist transforms the passengers and crew one by one into monstrous half-human, half-insect creatures with a ravenous appetite for human flesh. Yeah, this is the Flight to Hell. It certainly is, guys, yeah. And the picture quality is fantastic, yeah. It's got no special features on. There's the back there, yeah. Oh, yeah. I've watched this a few times, and I always have a ball watching it, yeah. And, yeah, there's the inside, just the single disc, yeah. So if you like a good aviation horror movie, you know, with plenty of action and that, and you like a little bit of sci-fi thrown in, I think you'll enjoy Flight to Hell. Now, this is a movie from 2002. Great movie. The next aviation horror movie I'd like to show you is another one. Well, this is Flight from Hell. Yeah. This is I'll just read you the back. I'm not really familiar with this movie at all. It's one of my most recent ones, yeah. So, disaster waits for those travelling on the last red-eye flight from a secluded Pacific island. The captain and chief flight attendants have to fight to save passengers and themselves from an otherworldly storm of chaos and paranoia aboard their doomed aircraft. Yeah, sounds a good watch, this one, yeah. Got a great slipcover there, yeah. Flight from Hell, there's the back there, guys. Terrific action, high voltage finale, yeah. So, this is a movie from 2014. Yeah, so there you go. That is Flight from Hell. The next aviation horror movie I'd like to show you, this is a movie I haven't watched for ages, don't really remember much about it, so I might pop it in at the weekend and give it another watch, and that is a movie called Red Eye. Now, I'll just read you a little bit of back of the blurb. I won't read it all, just read a little bit of it. Taut, tense and fiendishly ingenious. Now, this is from the director Wes Craven. Comes Red Eye, a suspense thriller at 30,000 feet. Lisa Racet hates to fly, but the terror that awaits her on the night flight to Miami has nothing to do with the fear of flying. Moments after takeoff, Lisa's seatmate, Jackson, menacingly reveals the real reason he's on board. He is an operative in a plot to kill a rich and powerful businessman, and Lisa is the key to its success. If she refuses to cooperate, her father will be killed by an assassin awaiting a call from Jackson. Yeah, just got a little bit of bonus material there, guys, if you want to freeze your cameras and take that in. Yeah, so it's ages since I watched this movie, so there you go. That is Red Eye, and that is from 2005, Red Eye. Now, the last aviation horror movie I'd like to show you from my collection is a movie called Flight 666, which of course we all know is the devil's number. So right away, that title alone speaks volumes about what you can expect to find in this movie. Yeah, I've only watched it once, or about a year or two ago, so I don't really remember all that much about it. I'll just read you the back of the blurb anyway, just to give you an idea if you haven't seen it. Now, this is from the creators of the cult sensation Sharknado. During a routine commercial cross-country flight, a group of passengers and crew find themselves attacked by terrifying unseen forces that threaten all aboard. Yeah, so I'm looking forward to watching this again. Flight 666, yeah. And this is from 2018. There's the back there, guys, if you want to have a look at that. Yeah, there's no real special features on this one, yeah. So there you go. That is Flight 666. Well, okay, guys, that about rounds up my aviation horror movie collection. Have you seen any of these movies? What do you think of them? Do you know of any other aviation horror movies which I may have missed, and you've watched and you've liked or disliked? Comment down below. Yeah, I'd be very interested to hear from you and that. Yeah. Oh, there's one or two, a couple of honorary mentions I must touch on, and that is Final Destination. I think it's the first one where they're on the airplane. I haven't got that one in my collection. There's another quite rare aviation horror movie called Goki, G-O-K-E, Goki, the Body Snatcher from Hell. Now, if my memory serves me correctly, that's a Japanese horror movie. And from what I can remember, I think it's something to do with passengers. Yes, it crashes, and it's like a demonic presence on the plane. It takes over all the crew and passengers, yeah. So that might be worth checking out. Goki, the Body Snatcher from Hell. And then there's another one come out recently. something about exorcism at 30,000 feet, or an exorcism on a plane, something like that. But I think it's more of a spoof movie. So yeah, I don't know whether I'd be interested in adding that one to my collection or not. Yeah, but yeah. Oh, there's been I know there's been many airplane disaster movies over the years, but we're talking about the horror aspect, guys, in this video, horror aviation. So if you know of any good horror aviation movies, what I might have missed, please, please feel free to leave your comments down below. Yeah, and so there you go. Just to recap the aviation horror collection: Flight 666, Red Eye, Flight from Hell, Flight to Hell, fantastic movie. You can get yourself a copy of this. Tail Sting, Scorpions on a Plane movie. Plane Dead, Zombie Outbreak. Snakes on a Plane, speaks for itself. Plane Dead, the DVD. And finally, my most recent edition, and that is Deadheading. Oh, she's a real psycho, this stewardess, guys. Yeah. Okay, well that's it then. That rounds off me video talking about me aviation horror movie collection. Yeah, so as I say, love aviation horror, and I'm always on the lookout for new ones. Yeah, I also like horrors, nautical horror as well. And you most probably know, if you've seen me video, Strange Sea Stories. I talk about a lot of true life nautical horrors that's happened over the years. Yeah, so if you want to check that out, you can see it in the trailer I've done. Yeah. Yeah, oh yeah, I love horror set on a plane, set on a ship, and I right up there with me love of snowy settings, the subgenre, slasher movies and that, isolated places, cabins, isolated houses, haunted houses. Yeah, yeah, can't beat a bit of aviation horror. Yeah, okay, well that's about rounds it up for now. Yeah, hope you enjoyed the video. And if you want to comment, yeah, just as I say, it's up to yourself. You want to leave a comment and that, yeah. So yeah, all going well. I'll talk to you all again soon. See you.